Yeah, so we're gonna have the meeting at 4 o'clock on the
21st.
at the Township Administration Building. Okay.
Or you know, we should say like 4:10. Give her a couple minutes in case something runs late.
Cause I'm never late.
You're what?
I'm never late.
So Bill, 3:30.
4 o'clock to you, 4:10 to me and Rex. That means you'll get there 4:10.
Uh-huh.
Tell him 3:45.
All right.
Gentlemen, thank you both
Thank you
for
so
your
much, everybody.
presentation
Thank you.
and your
Thank you.
kindness to display
Rob,
the
I
health
guess as
insurance.
soon as you get
to us.
those numbers, make sure we get them.
I'll get him.
Figure out what we're gonna do.
All right, sounds good.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay. Get back into the swing of things here with this insurance. The ARP funding for the county discussion, have we did anything or filled the form out, fellas, for submitting that to the county commissioners?
I know the police chief is working on generator quotes. Don't know if he's got them
I
completed
don't
yet.
think so.
Yeah, he was waiting for a couple more guys.
Okay. Park update.
Okay, this,
You got there?
what do you got?
Nothing. This ain't for the park.
Oh, okay, I thought you got.
No, sorry.
What is this, some kind of head game you're playing with us?
Did you have your packets?
Let's talk about the park, he starts up rolling at you, like, what's he got? Nothing.
No, is there a packet for the park update?
No, you were gonna pass one out at this meeting with the pickleball information.
No, I wasn't gonna pass anything out, just meeting for pickleball information.
Did you see the pickleball information?
No.
No, we're still looking. I didn't know, Rex, if you had anything to say as far as park rec or not.
Well, I guess I do. As this board knows, and previous boards know that, we've been dallying regarding this park for quite some time.
Thanks, Jeff.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Drive safe.
And, as everybody knows, we initially allocated $250,000 to what was described as a footprint to get the park up and moving. And subsequent meetings, there's been a lot of discussion. Some residents feel that, to upgrade our existing fields down here at the central schools, put some money into that location and bring it up to an acceptable level of play. So I'm just gonna throw this out there. It just in April 10th Tribune, it concerns me when I see Howlands Park, and they have pickleball courts, and I don't believe they've had them for that long because pickleball's a relatively new endeavor for most people. They are already, board member Jessica Galt said resurfacing at Bolindale Park, $9,900 for one volleyball court. 2 pickleball courts also require resurfacing at the main township park at the cost of $15,000. So my point is, I can't imagine those pickleball courts being more than 5 years old, and we're talking that kind of maintenance already. And I think we have to be prudent. I think we need, in order to look forward and have the maintenance monies in place, I think this township, in order to get a park we need a levy that shows full support of this township. My thoughts are this: rescind the $250,000 for this park and allocate, this amount is debatable, $50,000 to upgrade what we have at Central School. And look forward to getting this park constructed. That is my opinion. With the issues we have with our police and fire, I fully expect this community is going to have to look at a police and fire levy
There's no way around that.
to retain the level of service we're giving with our police and fire. I don't think there's any way around that, just as Doug just said. And to undertake a footprint for a park with ARP monies that, after that's complete, we're going to be faced with more maintenance costs. I think it's premature. And, that premature to go into that direction for that park at this present time. This township has more issues it needs to address before we go and spend $250,000 to a park that presently we don't have any allocation for maintenance funds. Does
I
that make any
appreciate your
sense?
thoughts on that. And I will say this, I have never been a fan of investing large sums of money in the central property. I feel that property's landlocked. I feel that moving forward with the park on that facility really hinders future growth of the park for the township. I also agree that moving forward with a park back here without a park levy is a foolish thought. Cannot be funded. We can get it off the ground, Rex is right with the footprint, but if we can't get a levy passed after that, and that's all we have is a footprint, and have gained not a whole bunch. If your proposal is to take the ARP money that we had put aside for that, move that over to complete some other projects that we have in line, it takes some more burden off the township in the future, I might be swayed a little further. I was also approached by a member of the Champion Youth Soccer League asking if the township could supply some topsoil for that property to start trying to get those fields in a little better shape. I told them I would ask colleagues about that. My thought would be to make a motion to allow up to $1,500 worth of topsoil to be purchased at the request of the soccer league through Road Superintendent Sean Davis as needed. So they would get a load, they get that spread and used. If they need more, up to $1,500. If we need more after that, certainly have to discuss it. That's it. I just, it is what it is. And no matter how you spin it, it keeps bringing us back to the same place. So. Thoughts?
My thoughts are that we should do this here at our May 1st meeting, as far as sending that motion and having a motion to determine where that $250,000 is gonna be divided up into.
Well, I think that $250,000 would go to complete the storage facility at the township and get that off our plates. That would take, that's, I think Rex's thought, and I can't say I disagree, that's another project that we already have on paper. I assume that's what you have there.
Yeah, this is
We have that on paper already, so, you know, that frees up money in the future, so you can look at that and say that we shorted the
Yeah, I
park,
just,
but.
you know, I just threw that $50,000 out there. I'm not saying that's what it should be.
I understand.
I say we should at least make those fields playable. You know, there's some liability involved. That, we need to make sure that those fields are leveled, more playable. I was involved with soccer. It's a shame that those kids have to learn the game on those kind of fields. First touch is everything with soccer, and that ball's sent and it hits a butte. You can't control the ball, no matter how good you are. It's gonna bounce in a different direction. So those fields need to be addressed. And I know Sean has had some thoughts on replacing a fence or two down there. And my only other thought is that playground area, make it more definable rather than just a crater full of pea gravel. Meaning,
The youth soccer league is willing to put up the labor. They're asking for supplies, so at this point, I guess I would be in favor of doing that.
When are they gonna
We
do
drag
that?
our feet on that, however. Every day,
Sign-ups this weekend and next weekend,
yeah,
so. it's right
exactly,
around the
the
corner.
longer you wait, you know, see, now you wait till the 1st of May. Well, okay, well, now it's June, and time to get the dirt spread and stuff, they're not gonna be playable, so, that's, I'd rather, if we're gonna do something, we might as well.
I would suggest they do it in the fall. They spread the topsoil and seed in the fall.
Seed it, yeah.
They might have to
I
cut
didn't,
sugar.
I didn't offer up any seed, but I'm sure we can, you know, at the end of the day, that's our property, so. It makes sense at this point, the playground's there, there's already a concession stand there, parking lot's gonna need some work, but we have a mountain of grindings, don't we? We can get it dressed with that for now, I mean, what all do we need to do for that? Yeah, it's bad.
Wherever you wanna begin with that, I mean, it's bad.
Do you wanna pave it? What's your thoughts?
Well, if we pave it, we have to make sure that it complements, the proposed
Fire station?
fire station, township
Station.
building, and
Yeah.
police station. Just don't go in there and pave anything.
So you had some conversations with somebody about some pickleball courts.
Mm-hmm.
Where would those be located over there?
We're looking at the northeast corner. It'll be right there where the parking lot ends. In that vicinity, I believe that'd be the northeast corner, Sean, where the fence runs down along the property there right now.
Just to the west, of the
Up the
playground.
old driveway that goes back to the bus garage?
No, to the west of the playground,
To the west of the
or
playground?
to the east of the playground, I mean.
Right.
Playground, parking lot, grass where everybody parks, it would be butted to the fence.
And if by some reason we got awarded another stroke of windfall money to put in the new administration building, fire department, and everything else, all you'd be taking out would probably be the pickleball courts. Even if you took that out, everything else would be parking lot. You'd still have sufficient room over there. One good thing I think coming out of this here is we're putting $250,000 back into the kitty here and throwing this park ideal of having it back here, wherever it is, secluded, out the window.
I wouldn't say that we're throwing it out the window. We are
Seeing if you can
stepping
let
away
it-
from it for a minute until, you know, this is,
I don't think it's being thrown out the window.
I don't think it's thrown
We're
out.
putting on hold in that we have, I think this board and the people that attend regularly realize that, we have a big issue with our police and fire. We need additional funds to, retain the officers and firemen that we have. And, we're even looking at the best man, the departments, we need additional employees, so.
And then I would expect, depending what happens with House Bill 1,
Yeah. House Bill 1, we could lose,
even more issues. I guarantee you, the buyer's gonna come looking for 3 to 3.5 mils. Police department's probably not gonna be far behind them.
we could lose 3.5% of our, property.
That's what
property
House
tax.
Bill 1. If that passes, you're gonna lose 3% there, school's gonna be looking for a few mils. Township in a whole, it's gonna kill your paving projects and everything, it takes any fat that's on the bone anywhere off, we're at that point in trouble. And I hope that that's looked at closely. It's, when you sit down and read that, it's alarming.
Yeah, it certainly is. I mean, I've received 2 flyers concerning it, and they're pushing it very hard,
Yes, they are.
to, get it pushed through. And, I know the, Township, Association has spoken against it, but the 3 Cs are the big, Cleveland, Cincinnati, Columbus, they're the ones pushing this. That's where all the voter base is.
Voter base,
That's
yeah.
where, politicians, do them favors, cause that's where all the votes are. And townships are holding the bag.
The park levy, I don't know. And then, at that point, I don't know what kind of support, I don't even know if you get enough support to put it on a ballot, I don't know. And I would think if we're gonna put pickleball courts in, we should put them down the south end of that property. What about that patch right behind the Banks' body shop?
Not big enough. Where that, pear tree is?
Or what?
Where the pear tree is?
What's that? Pear tree.
There's a pear tree behind Banks' shop. You know, you don't drive back there?
Does anyone know where the pear tree's at other than Sean? Oh, you do. Oh, I should have known that, Jason.
Is it on Banks property or
Right
township?
behind Banks' property. That's the only, where are you talking? On the
You
back
gotta,
side
you
of
gotta
the.
be careful where you're gonna locate pickleball courts. You have soccer fields that are established, and they take the majority of that.
Yeah, that's
Grass
right. I don't know what you're saying.
So I went and walked off a part that I think would make sense. The east end of the playground has almost nothing on it. It has some rickety fake pogo sticks. And maybe you would need to get one of the like 4 or 5 sets of swing sets out of there. That area is about 140 feet by 75 feet. So you would be able to fit like 4 courts right there.
How big is a pickleball court?
It's like 44 by 30-ish feet, somewhere around there.
Does anyone in here play pickleball? John?
You know, another thing that you can't overlook, we have to have plans drawn on the construction of the pickleball. Because it's gotta be bid, and it has to be on a level playing field, and the only way to do that is the preparation of plans. So you get a given product, no matter who bids on it and what the bid is.
So we still have some money with, what's her name, right? What's her name? Bednar?
Yeah.
Would you like him to do an updated drawing of the central property that included a couple pickleball courts?
No, not really, I think we've spent enough money with Bednar, Baker, Quaker, and
You have to,
Beauregard.
Bill. You have
Huh?
to. You have to.
Why would we?
I just explained it. We have to have plans. You can't just call Joe Schmo down on Mahoning Avenue and says, build us some pickleball courts.
We have a $50,000 contract and we've spent less than 10,000 of it, so we're obligated to spend the other 40,000 with Bednar anyway. So do you want them to draw plans?
Well, the $50,000
Basically already
that
paid.
we have spent, you say we have 50,000 spent already with Bednar, Baker, Bednar, and Bodnar?
We have, yeah, we signed a contract obligating the 50,000, but we've only spent about 10, I believe.
And that money was the money that was generated from the donations, it was down by the bank years ago.
No,
No. That
Well,
was part of the
according
ARP.
to Doug, what me and you did was turn that money over to Brian, and he spent that
Yeah.
with,
no.
Baker, Bednar, and Bodnar.
No, we still got like 56,000.
I don't know what bucket you can pull about it now, but that's what the intentions were back in the day.
CARES Act money, wasn't it?
No, it was ARP.
ARP.
But, if you wanna spend money with Baker, Bednar, and Bodnar.
It's already spent.
I'll have them do a drawing, go ahead.
I mean, they've already got the money.
No, they don't have the money, but we signed the contract, so we're
Contract,
obligated
yeah.
to.
So anything we do engineering wise, gotta go through them.
Cause you owe money anyway. Yeah, right. Makes sense.
Well, I guess they can, go ahead and do the drawing,
What else?
so that's up to you guys, on just one bill.
You gotta have a drawing.
No, make the motion, do whatever you gotta do.
I don't think we,
Right, driving the bus.
what's that?
I said, you're driving the bus.
I'm driving the
Well,
bus.
do you want pickleball court?
Yeah, I think that, pickleball courts will fit in there, I think it's a winning proposition for the township. I think doing what we're doing over there, what we've got set out so far, it's not completed, but I think it's a winning project for the township at very minimal expense.
You want me to, excuse me, I'm sorry, you want me to get a hold of the county and see if we can do some PDRs over there? Dig out bad spots and mill and fills.
Do what about what?
Mill and fills on the parking lot to address the parking lot issues. Mill out bad spots, put new stuff in. I mean, or do you want the whole parking lot paved? What do you want? I mean, the county would be the cheapest.
Yeah, I'm hearing complaints down on Sunnyfield from the county, how,
Because they put a couple inches and that's what we talked about doing, is going over the whole road. We weren't milling anything out, so they're complaining because the road's this much higher than the driveways now.
that's the complaint?
That, yeah, they knew it was gonna happen, so when they tapered it in, somebody on that street saying when he's coming in and out of his driveway, it's breaking off. Well, it's breaking off because it's tapered from this to nothing, so, yeah, it's gonna break off. We want to bump the driveway a little bit. It's not the road breaking.
Well, if that's what we're going to do, then we have to address that parking lot, correct?
I would say.
If you want pickleball courts, we have to have a drawing. It has to be engineered. Correct? So, if you wanna go with Baker, Bednar, Bodnar,
Snyder, Baker, Becker,
Snyder,
Snyder.
Boker, whoever else you wanna throw in the mix, then we can. Have them go take a look at that, that would be my thought, because we're already on paper with them. And I know they've looked at that property once already. I think there was already some drawings done of that.
They've already rendered, $26,000 worth of drawings on that piece of property for the administration building, the police department, fire department, and everything else.
So they
But
already
they
got,
probably don't have a clue what's going on over there.
that's where they put the drawings for them.
Yeah, they used to sit right over here in the corner, we've had several sets of drawings with them people, various projects,
Seven.
spent a lot of money with them.
The plans for the administration building, police and fire wasn't done by Baker, Bednar and Snyder. It was done by the school architect,
School
the guy that
architect
did
did
the
that.
school.
But I think Baker, Bednar, and Snyder did an evaluation of that property, and there is a drawing of that central school property. They did that at the same time that they did we had them evaluate all properties in the township, which included what's out back, that property there, and the athletic complex on Allen. It is the school lot. So I'm pretty certain that they've got something on paper already. out to them, tell them our wishes, and go with that. We need a motion to do that. There you go. You're gonna see it right there. That's junior high, so that's high school, right? How you carry all this stuff back?
Sorry.
There was a point where they laid out the soccer fields on that.
Yeah.
Central school property, right? All right, wrong.
I believe you're correct.
That's the property there. I think what we need to do is just ask them for a proposal to, design, pickleball
That's it right
courts and parking lot.
Right. Body shop, I don't see the pear tree anyplace.
It's there,
Huh?
it's there.
I don't see it, Sean. Must be winter time here, no leaves on the tree. I don't see it.
Not very big, but it's there.